Yo people, welcome back to another video on both Talks Football and my channel, Coach's Corner. So yeah, be up everyone and for getting in your comments early. Yeah, Orest unfortunately could not be here, so I'm stepping in here for this show. But before I get into everything, smash that like button, subscribe to both channels if you haven't already. Yeah, of course, this is the one. Rust Talks Football will be live 8 p.m. UK time for Rest and Hard Deep when they're united too. So go click the link, go like it. After the stream, I will pin it on both channels. Sorry, on my channel. Um, so then, so yeah, I will do that. So yeah, Manny should be joining. I think he will be one of the only guests on today. So yeah, but let me get um into your guys's predictions and stuff like that. So yeah, so yeah. Um, First of all, so yeah, let me get into some of the comments. Be up yourself, Josh fan. Keep smashing that like button. Yeah, two very interesting games to talk about them now. Yeah, be up passion, be up yourself. I see your predictions, Josh fan. I'll just start them. But yeah, first game we're kicking it off with Real Madrid. Um, of course, this is a repeat of last season's semi-final. Just the rules are reversed. The first leg will be played at the Santiago Bernabeu. Um, so yeah, so for me, this game, and of course we know Madrid has not been excelling in the league, while City, I think City's on like a 15 match run. I'll just fact, fact check that right now. They got Everton on the weekend, so that should not be a problem for them. So last time they lost game, let's go. Um, yeah, so the last time they lost game was Tottenham away 1-0. City beat Aston Villa, beat Arsenal, then Forest, then Leipzig, then Bournemouth, then Bristol City, then Newcastle, then Palace, then Leipzig, then Burnley, then Liverpool, then Southampton, then Bayern, Leicester, drew with Bayern, beat Sheffield, beat Arsenal, beat Fulham on the weekend. Not this weekend, a few weeks. Last weekend, then West Ham 3-0, City 2-1. So against Leeds 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 games unbeaten. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let me just 7, and then 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 7. That's 14, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 6, 14. Yeah, 20 games unbeaten. And they on a winning streak of 5. So one unbeaten in 20 games. That just tells you. Um, Yeah, no worries, no worries. Chelsea fan, that's alright. So yeah, I'm just letting you guys know of that one. And then, so yeah, that Madrid's form, I'm not really going to speak on it as it doesn't really affect the Champions League run, but we will talk about some of the matchups. So we will look at Madrid's last few games. They lost to Osasuna. They beat Osasuna in the Copa del Rey. 2-0 Madrid. They lost to Real Sociedad. Beat Almeria. Lost to Girona. Beat Celta Vigo. Beat Chelsea. Beat Gadget. Beat Chelsea. Lost to Villarreal. Lost to Barca. Also beat Barca. So I'm just going to look at the latest match against Osasuna. Because that is probably going to be the match, the same 11, close to the same 11 that they're going to start. So we look at their lineup. So Madrid's lineup, I don't know if Rudiger is fit or not, but this is the lineup: Courtois, Carvalho, Militao, Alaba, Camavinga, Valverde, Tchouameni, Cruz, Rodrigo, Benzema, and Vinny Jr. I'm going to find out Real Madrid versus City. I'm going to check injury list. Injury reports. Okay, so let's see. Real Madrid. Ferland Mendy is a doubt. Dani Ceballos is out. Adam Militao, May 13th. Militao is a doubt. Militao is a doubt. He picked up an injury. Yeah, I think he could be a doubt. Oh, sorry, he's suspended. Militao is suspended. I did not know that. He is suspended. That's big. So Eder Militao is suspended. So it will be Rudiger, Alaba as the two CBs tonight for Madrid. That could be a feast for Erling Haaland. I can't lie. As the thing on the thumbnail, Rudiger vs Haaland, that makes that better, more interesting. Because Eder Militao, he's not there to help him. So that's big. We will look at City. They should be okay. So City's Ake, yeah. Ake is out. Cole Palmer is out. And no Manchester City players are suspended for the first leg. Ake, which could be a doubt, but I don't think it will. Let's look at City's team. They put out against Leeds. I think it was rotated 11. Yeah, no, that was a rotated 11. Let's go West Ham. Yeah, West Ham's team. That's also rotated. Let's go. I want to find. I think this one. Way to Fulham. That. Wait. Let me go to Arsenal game. I know that game. They didn't rotate. So yeah. Okay. So So it was Edison, Walker, Stones, Diaz, Kanji. Stones has been coming into this this type of um, inverted midfield role, for them then forming a back three. But that is without Kevin De Bruyne. So yeah, we got Bernardo Silva probably will start. Jack Grealish, yeah, I think he will also start. So they got players there. They got players. City know what they're going to do. But how do I see this match going? Um, we see that in recently Stones will drop into midfield role with Rodri. Then it will be Haaland, Gundogan or Gundogan or Silva. Then I think Grealish or Morris there. So yeah, that's that. But how do I see this um going? How do I see this match going? I mean, there's going to be goals definitely. Madrid are at home. I wouldn't say that they are the favourites coming into this match, as we have seen what the um likes of Benzema and Vinicius Junior do on a Champions League night. So I wouldn't say they're favourites, but if you have to edge them at the end of the day, cause yeah, you have to edge them really. So yeah, for me, Madrid going to back them, but I think City will score a few. I'm going to say 4-3 to Manchester City. I think Haaland is going to want to prove of for Madrid against on the biggest stage is going to want to prove. So that's my prediction. It's like 4-3 to Real Madrid. I reckon they do it. Then yeah, it was 4-3 last year in the first leg too. That was at the Etihad. So Pepusov, Mark. So yeah, Jazz fans say 2-1 City. So AJ Terry reckons it will be a tight match. Fair enough. Get your predictions in the chat right now. Oh, yeah, just fancying the Haaland song. Um, so yeah, but for free. I support Chelsea. Ores couldn't make it. So yeah, I support Chelsea, mate. It's for free. Yeah, definitely would be a good game. Now move on to the second game. Of course, first leg. It is the Milan derby. I just need to check who is who's, who is. So it's AC Milan who's the home team. AC Milan versus Inter Milan. So yeah, yeah, Chelsea, mate. And I know, but it is what it is. At least we have been longer in. So yeah, yeah. So I've got Manis with me just before we wrap up with this game. I'm Manny. How are you, mate?
Yeah, all good, all good, all good. Let me just start by saying that I'm sorry for being a little bit late. Dinner took a little bit longer than usual. I do hope I didn't miss too much.
No, no. I just about to go on to the other game, but give me your thoughts. I've talked about Eder Militao, who is suspended for this first leg, which could be massive.
Ooh.
Massive thing for them, of course. Definitely with the height advantage. Alaba is not as tall as Militao. It will be a Rudiger Alaba partnership. And then City being basically full strength. The last few games they have rested, I think Bernardo Silva and De Bruyne, maybe Gundogan, but they've definitely rested De Bruyne. So yeah, how do you see this one going?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think they actually rested De Bruyne prior to their last Premiership game with a view to this game because, obviously, as you've said, they are full strength. But Real Madrid are the sort of team, especially at the Bernabeu, who will certainly look to try and take advantage of, the home atmosphere. And listen, City are still seemingly incapable of. Pardon me. They are still incapable, for the most part, of keeping clean sheets, and Guardiola has still tinkered with his defence a great deal. Sure, they may probably concede very few goals, but there's always going to be a case where the defence will, let one go right in. And in as much as the Militao could, be a little bit of a setback, as you've mentioned, it could very well be Rudiger or Alaba, and they could also bring on. Um, I mean, they also do have Nacho and Vallejo, who can certainly play a role in that defense. Although it could very well be that Rudiger's strength will be expected to be used, and the fact, of course, that he has Premiership experience, having played for Chelsea, he'll know how to, at least in theory, how to counter Guardiola's tactics. But again, apart from that, I think Modric's return will obviously be very important. That's going to be an even bigger issue because if memory serves me right, I don't know if he played in the Copa del Rey final. I believe it was Aurelien Chouameni who came on in his place in the centre of midfield. But if Modric is fit, he'll slot right back in alongside Valverde and Cruz. And then, of course, the front three, as usual, no real need to change. Asensio to come on if they need a goal. They just look like a well-oiled machine. And the biggest is that again, if he decides to start Holland and play a 4-3-3 of his own, obviously Ancelotti will look to try to counter him. And it is going to be. It will remain to be seen what sort of a role, what sort of a back four that Ancelotti will put out. It could very well be that Rudiger will be asked to do a job on Holland, and he might do that very well. In addition, in Thibaut Courtois, Real Madrid arguably have the best goalkeeper, not only in last season's Champions League, but in this season's Champions League. And of course, they're going to look to him to try and be that impenetrable wall for them. A bit ironic that he's doing the business for Real Madrid and not Belgium of late. I don't know if I only can only hope that for his own sake, Guardiola
No,
good.
I think it's
As I
fine.
was saying, I can only hope that Guardiola, for his own sake, doesn't try anything ridiculous and goes for a proper back four, which would invariably mean that Kyle Walker, for his experience, will have to start at right back. But again, this tie really will be Guardiola's to lose with his tactics because it was his tactics, mind you, that cost him the final when they played in 2021 against Chelsea that time around, and you'll remember that very well. So I know you've got a prediction of 4-3 to Real Madrid. I'm going to go for a 4-2. I think the front three will definitely score. Asensio might come on and bag one as a substitute. City will be limited to two. It could very well be that Haaland scores one but ends up being denied anymore, and De Bruyne will get the other goal. So 4-2 to Real Madrid.
Fair enough. 4-2. It's a it's possible. It's a very good scoreline to predict. So yeah. But before we move on to the other games, smash that like button and subscribe to both of our channels, and yeah. Again, remember that Rush Talks Football will be live 8 p.m. UK time for all United show. So yeah, click the link in the chat. Um, so yeah, that should be a good one. And but next leg, Milan derby, AC Milan versus Inter Milan, and wow, who would have thought in 2023 we would see two Italian teams in the Champions League. Um, so let me just get this. Um, so yeah, so um, so uh, Randabi Double now decides one of the teams to progress from the Champions League semi-finals. The winner then will of course take a place against Madrid or City. Two of five Serie A sides so standing in the continental competition. Milan and Inter play out a fourth derby um, of the season this week, with both teams recording one league victory apiece. Of course, um, Inter Milan um, winning 3-2 back in September, and then I think 1-0, 1-0 in for Milan for AC. I'll just get that. I'll just check. Um, but I think it is. That of course we had Milan beat them 4-2 um, recently. So yeah, let me just make sure. Last six last matches against each other. So it ended 5-1 Inter um, earlier in the year, and then 3-0 Inter. That was, I believe, that's a Coppa Italia, and then a 3-2 AC Milan. Where was a 4-0? I know they had a best. They had a 4-0 somewhere. Um, I think that was another cup competition. I'm not wrong. 4-0. Oh, sorry, that was Napoli 4-0. Sorry. That mixed up with them and Napoli. So yeah, and then Milano disposed Inter as Italian champions last year, but have since been toppled from the throne by another by the Champions League quarterfinal victims Napoli and were runner-ups in Group E during the autumn, proving on the group exit in 2021. Um, so yeah, seven times European champions, then eliminated Tottenham Hotspur in the last 16 before frustrating flattering Napoli side last month, winning 2-1 aggregate. Of course, that is Milan. Um, Milan's most recent Champions League run came back in 2007 when they earned a slice of revenge against Liverpool following the club's epic clash in Istanbul 2 years earlier. And en route to the previous victory in 2003, they overcame City rivalries, last eighth stage. On that occasion, um, the Rossoneri were ultimately awarded the tie due to crowd trouble, having also won a semi-final contest between the two pairs 2 years beforehand. So, like the semi-final opponents, Inter have kept three clean sheets from four knockout rounds games so far, with ex-goalkeeper Andrea playing a similar important role to that of Mike Mignolet for Milan. The three-time European champions' last success this exalted level came back in 2010 under Jose Mourinho, but in the course of the next few weeks, Ingazi aims to add the ultimate prize to the two Supercopas and a Coppa Italia, with the then succeeding Antonio Conte. If we look at Milan's Champions League form, win, win, draw, then in all form, draw, win. Inter Milan, win, loss, win, draw. In all competitions, draw, and then 5 wins in a row. Team news. Let me just go. Milan selected more controversial lineup for the 2-0 win over Lazio at the weekend with Olev, Giroud, and Fernandes and Sandro Tonali all returning to the side. However, Rafael Leao's game was ended early in the first half due to muscular injury, so he might not be there, causing concern about his readiness for Wednesday. Um, sorry. Only Thomas Pogge and Zlatan Ibrahimovic said to miss out due to injury. The latter is not registered for Champions League in any case. So the only other change made by Stefano Poli may be Brahim Diaz replacing Junior Messias on the right flank, familiar 4-2-3-1. Inter, meanwhile, initially left Taro Martinez, Aaron Checo, and Mkhitaryan on bench in their Saturday's game at the Stadio Olimpico, but all three could return to starting 11 midweek. A recently revived Romelu Lukaku will have the other Adiesa, as Simeo and Ghazi has seen signs of life in Belgium's once prosperous pairing with Martinez of late. Checo would therefore stay there, and if the frame Lulula partnership is reunited, because that's a nickname for Lukaku and um, Martinez. Soon to exit San Siro for Paris, Milan Skriniar joins when Gusens in missing out due to injury, but Danielo Di Ambroso could return to the squad after overcoming muscular problem. For me, I'm going to say, I will let you have your say first on everything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just taking a look right now at the possible tactical formations of both Milan and Inter, AC and Inter, that is. And I take a look at this Milan team, and obviously the 4-2-3-1 formation, which Pioli likes to use and has used effectively, still seems to be working. And most of their first team, I mean, their ideal first team players will probably. I think you mentioned that one of the Milan players might have a muscular issue and can't play. And of course, sadly for Ibrahimovic, he's not involved this time around and not even registered. So it is going to be a loss for him as well. But credit to him for being professional about it. But I take a look at the key players. Mike Maignan return to goal for AC Milan has been nothing short of gold dust, really. Because don't get me wrong, Cyprian Tatarusanu has um, played decently well, but he's certainly no Maignan in any way, stretch, or form. And with Maignan coming back in, the defense just looks a little bit more stable. It was Maignan, of course, who saved a penalty against Napoli in the second leg, which helped Milan squeeze through in the end. And Stefan Pioli has certainly built a team which could really dominate Europe the way Ancelotti did when he was in his. And I'm still calling it to be an Ancelotti final between AC Milan and Real Madrid. And Milan do look very solid. I wouldn't necessarily say imperious, but they certainly look, with the players they have at their disposal, very determined to make sure they do quite well, and end up outlasting their crosstown rivals. But you take a look at the Inter Milan team, for instance, and certainly how they lined up against Roma. They preferred the back three with Damian, Acerbi, and Bastoni sitting in front of Andre Onana, and then Dumfries and DeMarco were the two wing backs. Çalhanoğlu, Brozovic, and Barella in the three-man midfield in between the wing backs, and Lukaku and Correa up front, although Martinez also came on as a substitute, I believe. And Inter should be able to have almost all their first team players back. So it'll be very interesting to see how Inter's perhaps more defensive 3-5-2 formation fares against the more attack-minded 4-2-3-1 from Pioli. I suppose the that five-man midfield will have a role to play in terms of trying to choke the supply to Giroud and the attacking midfielders up front. I just think that with AC Milan riding a much better wave of form, Inter also might show a bit of a tendency to not really impose themselves on the game that much, and their best hope will be to try and soak up the attacks and then hit AC Milan on the counter. And of course, when you've got Denzel Dumfries as one of your wing backs, whose ability to bomb forward is just amazing, alongside DeMarco on the left, you could be in for a little bit of trouble. So I'm looking forward to what should be a very open sort of game. Unlike Real and Manchester City, whose 4-3-3 formations could cancel each other out, this could very well be a game where tactics, play a very important role, certainly more important than what people would think. I think AC Milan on form look to be the slight favourites, but I wouldn't be surprised if Inter get something from this. And if this is going to be the first leg with Milan as the home team, I wouldn't be surprised if Milan win, but Inter squeak a goal to give them some confidence for the second leg, which will also be at the San Siro, of course. And a Milan derby in the semi-finals of the Champions League. This will definitely be something to savor for the historians and the football romantics. All I can say is, Andiamo, let's bring it on. Hanno, you there, son? Well, I think until he comes back, I probably... there you are.
So yeah, I agree to you saying, but I think this is going to be a highly contested affair with so much at stake, and with both teams practicing safety first football at times. It could be just one goal which separates the sides after the ties first 90 minutes, and I'm going to go with that. Inter steps of attacking talent are more substantial, especially with Leao maybe out. I'm going to say Inter is going to get another 1-0 victory over AC Milan.
I'm not too sure about that. I'm going to go for AC Milan to win, but this is going to be quite tight. They should pip into 2-1, leaving it all to play for in the return leg. So 2-1 to AC.
Fair enough. Be up yourself for rest, mate. Be out. So yeah, I've gone. I've gone 1-0. Mine is gone 2-0.
2-1, not 2-0, 2-1.
Sorry, 2-1.
2-1.
Yeah.
2-1 to AC Milan.
So yeah, I think the score lines represent what we think of the matches. Almost Madrid City going to be a ended match, and then AC Milan Inter is going to be a Italian matchup. Who can outclass each other tactically. Um, so yeah, but that's everything said and done. And so yeah, Money, where can the people find you?
Yeah, first of all, big up to you, Hanno. Thanks a lot for inviting me on, and I'm really sorry I was late, but I'm glad we were able to talk Champions League football. And this is going to be CL football is always something to look forward to as a nice break from league football, and I'm glad I was able to speak about this. If you want to find me, viewers, you can catch me here on the Coach's Corner with Hanno, talking football, cricket, and maybe a few other sports if possible. Other channels include Del Boy Gunner TV, S Featley TV, Oris Talks Football, Tony Claude Gunner TV, Danny AFC TV, Up the Cherries in all departments, the Bournemouth Fan Channel, AFC Talk Show TV, also Villa TV, Spurs U Asia TV with Lokman Yunus Eugene, based in Malaysia, and certainly one or two others which aren't able to come to my head, but all important to me as always. Send them a check in the post. And I always say that when it comes to football, we have to talk about the game in a more respectable manner because football is a beautiful game and we have to conduct ourselves with a great deal more respect. If we can't agree to disagree without being disagreeable, there's no point in having a discussion. Big up to Hanno once again. Big up to all of you in the chat who've contributed with your comments. You're the ones who make this channel and this video what they are. Shout out as well to Oris Talks Football, for whom this stream is also being conducted. You can catch it on his channel too. Nothing much else to say from my side. I hope you all enjoy the football for the remainder of the week and have a good rest of your week. Don't do anything that Mr. Trollope and I wouldn't do. And for now, time for me to take leave of you all. Cheers.
Yeah, be happy yourself, Money. Yeah. First, before I shut my socials, do tune into this United show at 8 p.m. UK time. The link is in the chat. So yeah. Then my channel, you guys can basically find me on Coach's Corner, and then on Instagram, Hanno underscore Coach underscore Corner, and Twitter, Hanno underscore Coach Corner. Yeah. Go smash a like and subscribe to my channel, and of course, do it on Rest Football. Yeah, we'll see you in a bit.